Hey, what's up, Dean? Safe Performance at the shop. New haircut. And Lewis's block back over on the stand because he bought the bearings. These are the King coated bearings. MB5013XP for the crank. CR807 XPN for the rod bearings. These are what our machine shop uses in all of his LS builds. So got the cam retainer plate on, cams in, lifters are in, new buckets are in, all that stuff. So the block is ready. I also have a pin gauge set and micrometer set. So I'm going to go through and put all the bearings in, put all the main caps in. I have a dial bore gauge as well, because it's going to be easier to do the dial bore gauge to run it back. And then I won't have to use the pin gauge, but I could use the pin gauge for the rod caps. So I'm going to get started on putting the main bearings in, get all the main caps in, get them all torqued down. Now, one thing I did learn from the machine shop is whenever you do main caps, you always have to use whatever bolt you're going to end up with. So if you're going to use a factory bolt like we are, you're going to put the factory bolt. If you're going to use ARP studs, you use the ARP studs that are going in it. Whether or not that really truly is the truth of it doesn't matter. That's what he told me, so that's what we're doing. So I'm going to get to work on putting the main bearings in. I might set up the tripod, but I'm going to put the main bearings in and then go through and set up the dial bore gauge and all that. And then maybe I'll put the camera on. All right, I'll be back. All right. I did not record anything, but I did measure out. All the crank journals were like almost perfect, except for that one, which is like 0.00025, I think, off, which is nothing. And then there's all the clearances on the crank. The rods I actually wrote on the edge, but I was trying to get through it really quick. I did not end up using the pin gauges. I only used the dial bore gauge. It was just easier to set up than the pin gauges for me. Anyways, somebody will be like, you're an idiot, but whatever. So I put each of the rods in the vise, measured the clearances on them. They were all like toward the tighter side of the factory, like a 10,000ths, whatever it is, 0.01 over all of the factory stuff. Same with the crank, it's pretty much right on the tight side of the factory stuff. So we're good. I gave it a coat of paint, so that looks halfway decent, except for the oil pan, which didn't come out very clean. So there's no point in really painting it. But everything is back in it. He does have the springs are in, hardened push rods from Texas Speed are in. He has CRH, I think, brass trunnion upgrade. So I went through the box. I got to look for the O-rings for those guys. I didn't see them in the box. It's not a big deal, but I just didn't see them in here. And there's a couple other things left in here. I think it looks like another valve cover gasket. Yeah, it looks like another valve cover gasket, an intake gasket. There's the old crank pulley bolt. So he's got coolant sensor, oil sensor. Another front seal, because I put a new front seal. There's the old front seal. So he's got another front seal in there. And then the melling spring, which I'll put all of this in the Texas Speed box in the back. I think that's it. I might have left some stuff in the melling box. Oops. But yeah, I don't know. There was like stickers and stuff. I'll put this stuff up here. The extra stuff I'll put in the Texas Speed box. It'll be all that and that. This stuff I need. Yeah, I don't, oh, there it is. All this stuff here. Just the stickers. Everything else is garbage. It's all empty boxes. So let's set that back there. And then the only thing left of his back here are those motor mounts right there, which I don't think I'm going to even use those. So, I mean, it's all together. I even got the rear cover on. I just got to tighten up the bolts that I can't get to because the stand's in the way. Lube the baffle, the little baffle that goes in the bottom of the pan, like right here, and pop rivets in. That's in there. This thing over here, this WizWorks accessory thing, that's in there. So it's ready to go. I'm gonna cover it up. I am headed out. I got the battery tray from David, and of course I jumped the gun. I put the battery wire going forward and up, but it's actually going to be back and through the floorboard. So I gotta get this one out of here. I have more wire coming because I don't think, no, definitely not enough wire. It's gonna be somewhere back here in the back of the cab, so I'll have to figure out where it's gonna come through. Maybe there, that square hole there, it's got like a panel that could pop out and drill, so maybe I'll put the cables through there. I don't know. I'll try and find a decent spot to put them through, but yeah, I gotta take this one off. No big deal. But at least now I know where the battery's going. I got him a battery tray. It's like the Optima style, nice like billet aluminum one. So I'll probably nutsert it to the floor and then have that in. So that'll be all good. What is going on there? I don't know. Don't look. Okay, walk away. Walk away. So yeah, that is it for today. I am sweating bullets. It's really hot. I didn't open the door all day, just so a little less people bother me. But Monte Carlo's outside waiting for the owner to come. That's about it. Lewis will be bringing the Trailblazer up hopefully this week. Get the motor swapped out and get them on the road. So appreciate you watching. Like, subscribe, hit the bell to be notified of new videos. Leave me a comment. As always, have a good day.